Hey, welcome to Man Kitchen Recipes. I am Kevin, and today I'm going to do a smoked rotisserie chuck roast, 2 of them on the rotisserie on that Recteq Bullseye with that OnlyFire ring. And again, I'm going to be using my my new MeatStick V because it works great on the rotisserie because there's no wires. I'm also going to, since there's 2, I'm also going to use that the Chef X again, the mini Chef X. And I love the size of this Chef X because it fits, you know, when you have smaller pieces of meat, it fits better than having to have this entire shaft going down through your meat. So these are the 2 I'm going to be using today, and this is what we're going to come up with. I got to tell you, it's been a long day. Look at that. Great smoke ring, rotisserie. Yeah, rotisserie chuck roast. I love the rotisserie. Everything on a rotisserie seems to turn out really super tasty. So let me show you how I put it together. Let me show you how we cooked it. And I also did some jalapeno poppers today. We cooked all kinds of stuff today. So it's been a very busy day. So check this out. We'll come back, give a taste of that. Okay, so I've got about roughly right around 4 pounds of chuck. I had it in the freezer. You know, when you bring it out, the meat's not as bright red as when you first put it in there, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this up a little bit with some butcher twine, and I'm going to put it on my rotisserie spit. And I'm not going to make you suffer by watching me tie these up and trying to get this spit through the meat. So I'll be right back. I'm going to get it tied up in here on the little tines, and then we'll season it up. I'm going to smoke these at 250 degrees on the Recteq Bullseye rotisserie. So yeah, I'll be right back. Right, there we go. Got them all tied up. Got them on the skewer. It really wasn't all that hard. So what I'm going to do now is just get them all seasoned up with some salt, pepper, garlic. Can go heavy. The fat, when it's rolling around, is going to be what gives it all the flavor anyway, most of the flavor. And then I'm going to put some Killer Hogs Texas brisket rub on there just for a little more coarse seasoning on there. All right. 250 degrees on the Recteq Bullseye. See out of the pit. Oh, wait, before I do, I'm going to be using the Chef X, or the MeatStick V. That's the new one. And I'm going to stick this just right down in here. You have to get at least to that minimum line. And then I'm going to use the Chef X Mini, the Mini Chef X, over on this other one. This one seems to be a bigger round than this one. So I'm going to stick that one right down in there. All the way down. I guess that can go a little further. All right, so we are ready with our temp gauges, our meat sticks. You know, if you have a meat stick, and like me, if yours would drop a signal every now and then, be sure you do the firmware updates, because after I did firmware updates through the time, you know, of owning them, they do start to stay connected better. The Chef X on my last cook never dropped, and this MeatStick V, this is also Wi-Fi, so I might have to test that out today. All right, now we can get these out on the pellet smoker. Okay, so this Recteq Bullseye has the OnlyFire rotisserie pizza oven. This thing comes off if you want to make a pizza oven out of it. It goes in right here. This attachment is made actually for the Weber 22-inch grill, but it fits the Bullseye 380, so perfect. But you just have to take the hinge part off of the lid, so I always wear one glove so that I can grab the hinge back here and the handle here to get the lid off. So just like that. All right, let's get that beef on here. Okay, looks like they're centered pretty good. And once again, like I've said before, I always get a pair of pliers and tighten these tines down, because finger tight seems to loosen. If you get that extra little tightening down, don't go too tight because you don't want to strip them. All right, so we got our meat sticks, got it on the rotisserie. See how it spins. Yep, looks like it's going to do pretty good. I'm just hoping that the meat stays on. You know, I've got it on there pretty good. I've got it tied up with butcher twine. So, all right, get the lid on here. Once again, I hold this side with the glove because it's hot. Don't forget that it's hot. It doesn't hinge on here on the OnlyFire. So I'm going to let these go. I'm going to see how they go. If I can get these to go up to 200 in, you know, within 6 hours, that'll be awesome. I might, if it stalls out at 165, I may just take them off, wrap them, and put them in the grill, in the pellet grill, and use it as a pellet grill. And during this cook, I think I might be putting some jalapeno poppers down on the grill grate. So I'll be back. All right, so we're just going to go down around the corner here and do this test. All right, I'm going to pull up over here. I am about, I don't know, 6 or 8 blocks away, and we'll pull up the MeatStick. All right, so you're not gonna believe this, but I had to drive. I'm probably 3 or 4 miles from the house. I'm in a parking lot. So let me show you this MeatStick. Okay, so here's the MeatStick app. The top one, because of this gray line to the left, I know is the Chef X. I did a firmware update. I don't know if it erased my names or what, but the bottom one is the MeatStick V, which is Wi-Fi, and the Chef X is not. So if somebody from MeatStick is watching this video, maybe you can explain how that works. I have not lost signal on the Chef X, which has a 650-foot range on Bluetooth. The MeatStick V is Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So what I'm thinking is maybe because both bases are sitting next to each other, the Chef X might be taking the Bluetooth Wi-Fi from the MeatStick V. How else could I explain it? I don't know, but neither one is disconnected. So the one at the bottom showing here, it's a different stick and it's off. So yeah, I'm a little confused. I have watched the temperatures, and it's gone, like the Chef X on the top while I was driving, it's gone from 93 to 96. Anyway, I have not lost signal on either stick. And like I said, I'm in this parking lot at the Big R, and it's at least 3 to 4 miles from my house. So there you go. The Wi-Fi works on the MeatStick V. And maybe it's helping the Chef X with the Bluetooth. I honestly don't know. But if it is, that's pretty dang cool. So you can see here, I have them both right there next to each other. Okay, it took me about 6 minutes, 7 minutes to get home. You can see the Mini is up to 100 and the 5 is 96 from what it was when I was 3 or 4 miles away. Pretty crazy. Never ever disconnected either one. Right, I went with switching off to the Weber kettle lid. This chuck is stalling. It's been stalling for quite a while, so I'm going to check it real quick. I think I'm going to put it in a pan and let it braise and finish in the pan. Oh yeah, 160, that's where it's stuck at. Alright, so I'm going to get this off into an aluminum pan, put a little beef broth in there, cover it with foil, get it back in here. Looks like my poppers are just about done. That's a good thing. Alright, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, there they go. I got the MeatStick Chef X here, and I got the MeatStick V right here. We'll let that just finish it off. My meat sticks are barking at me. Must mean these are done. Get these out of here, we'll take a look. We only have one glove. Got them sitting over here. Let's just take a peek, because they're going to have to cool for a little bit. I'm going to let them stay. Oh, look at that. $198, $197, $98. There's some tender spots there. Okay, I'm going to let these rest. and come back and shred them up, give them a taste. Let's see how this turned out. Oh yeah, look at that. Looks pretty good. I gotta cut all this string I got in there. Get all that out of there. Let's see how we did here. Looks like it's coming apart really easy. It's not fall apart, which is fine, as long as we get to shred it. Okay, there you go. Rotisserie chuck roast. I did have to pull it off the rotisserie and put it in the pan to finish braising, because I'll tell you what, it stuck at 142 to 145 for a good hour. And then it slowly was going up and hit into the upper 150s. And I'm like, I've got to get this. I mean, that's like probably close to 5 hours. And anyway, it was in a stall. So we braised it with a little bit of beef broth, came right up to temp in a short amount of time, actually. And that's what we ended up with. Now, what I'm going to be doing with this is, this wasn't for tonight's dinner, because we made all kinds of other stuff and made a mess of the kitchen. Anyway, I'm going to add some green chilies to this, and we're probably going to do some tacos. You may see some of those on Tortilla Takeover, or we may do some barbecue pulled beef sandwiches. This is for tomorrow. We're going to have some guests over, so whatever they would like to have. I mean, I hope they say, yeah, fry up a bunch of green chili pulled beef tacos. That'd be fantastic. But if they want barbecue sandwiches, we can do that too. All right. So if you have a rotisserie, or if you don't have one, you might want to consider getting one. And rotisserie a beef chuck roast, or a couple of them. It does work. Tie it up really good and let it go. I was gonna wait and let it get through that stall, but I'm like, no, I got to get this done. It's getting late. So anyway, let's give it a try. It does have a nice smoke ring on it. You know what? I will confess, as I was pulling this, I was tasting it. That bark, these pieces of bark, so good. Those are so good. So flavorful. You know, on the rotisserie, it spins. The fat melts. It spins all over, and it just gives it tons of flavor. So there you go. Rotisserie chuck roast on a pellet grill. If you get a chance, give it a try. Thanks for checking this out. Appreciate you hanging out and watching all of this. And like and subscribe. Come back and see what else we're going to cook up. Have a great day.